protein powder, organic blueberries, and 2 protein shakes specifically for cancer patients. Total value, $2,743. Robert moves toward the exit without paying. Michael intercepts him. "Sir, I need you to stop. You have unpaid merchandise." Robert freezes. His face fills with despair. I can explain." In the security office, Michael instructs Robert to empty his backpack. "Sir, why did you take these items without paying?" Robert's hands tremble. "My wife has cancer. Stage 4. She can't eat normal food anymore. Only organic vegetables, protein shakes. Our insurance ran out. We lost our home. We're living in a shelter. I'm working odd jobs, but it's not enough. She's dying and she needs to eat, and I couldn't watch her starve." His voice cracks. "I'm sorry. I know it's wrong, but she hasn't eaten in 2 days because I didn't have money for the food she can tolerate. I just needed to get her something to eat. Sir, I still have to call the police. It's store policy." Robert nods, tears rolling down his cheeks. "I understand. Just please let her know where I am. She's at the Providence Community Shelter. Her name is Sarah Martinez." Providence police arrive. Officer Jennifer Walsh finds Robert sitting quietly. Robert recounts everything: the cancer diagnosis, medical bankruptcy, losing their house, the shelter, Sarah's worsening condition, and his desperation. Walsh is visibly moved. "Sir, I still have to charge you, but I will include everything you told me in my report." Robert is released on a citation with a court date in 2 weeks. He returns to the shelter empty-handed. Sarah lies on their cot, pale and frail. She's 56, but looks much older. Cancer has ravaged her body. She weighs 89 pounds. "Robert, where were you?" He cannot tell her he was arrested. He just holds her hand. "I'm sorry, Sarah." 2 weeks later, Robert appears before Judge Frank Caprio. The courtroom has a small audience, as if this is a routine shoplifting case. Robert stands alone. No lawyer. He cannot afford one. "Mr. Martinez, you are charged with shoplifting $2,743 worth of groceries from Shaw's supermarket. How do you plead?" "Guilty, Your Honor. I did it. I'm not trying to make excuses." Judge Caprio reviews the file. Something stands out. Officer Walsh's report is unusually detailed. It explains everything: the cancer, the medical bankruptcy, the homelessness, the dying wife who can only eat certain foods. "Mr. Martinez, before we discuss the charge, I want to understand your situation. Can you tell me about your wife?" Robert's composure crumbles. "Your Honor, my wife Sarah has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. We've been married for 32 years. 2 years ago, she was diagnosed. We thought we could beat it. We tried everything: chemotherapy, radiation, clinical trials." His voice shakes. "The treatments cost everything we had. Our savings, retirement, house, insurance reached its maximum. We lost everything. 8 months ago, we were evicted. We've been living at the Providence Community Shelter." Judge Caprio listens closely. The courtroom is silent. The cancer has progressed. Sarah cannot eat regular food. Everything makes her nauseous except very specific items: organic vegetables that are easy to digest, and protein shakes for cancer patients. "These foods are expensive. I work odd jobs whenever I can: day labor, moving jobs, anything. But I'm 58, and nobody wants to hire someone my age for permanent work." Robert wipes his eyes. 2 weeks ago, Sarah hadn't eaten in 2 days. She was getting weaker. I had $11 to my name. I went to Shaw's to buy what I could afford. But when I added up what she actually needed to survive, it came to $27. I had a choice: let my wife starve or take the food. I took the food. I'm not proud of it. I know it was wrong, but I couldn't watch her die of starvation when the food was right there." The courtroom is completely silent. Several people in the gallery are crying. Mr. Martinez, where is your wife now? She's here, Your Honor. She insisted on coming. She's in the hallway in her wheelchair. She can't walk anymore. The shelter's volunteer coordinator brought her. Bailiff, please bring Mrs. Martinez into the courtroom. A moment later, the courtroom doors open. A volunteer wheels in Sarah Martinez, and the entire courtroom collectively holds its breath. Sarah is tiny, frail, her body wasted by cancer. She wears a headscarf covering her baldness from chemotherapy. An oxygen tank is attached to her wheelchair. Her face is gaunt, her skin pale. But her eyes are alert, loving, and focused on Robert. Robert turns, sees his wife, and breaks down completely. Sarah, you shouldn't have come. You need to rest. Sarah's voice is weak but clear. I needed to be here, Robert. You're in trouble because of me. Judge Caprio stands and walks around from his bench. This is rare. This is important, Mrs. Martinez. I am Judge Frank Caprio. Thank you for coming today. I know this must be difficult. Sarah nods. Your Honor, my husband is the most honest man I've ever known. In 32 years of marriage, he's never stolen anything. Never lied, never cheated. He works hard. He takes care of me. What he did, taking that food, he did it because I was dying, and he was desperate. Please don't punish him. Punish me. I'm the one who's sick. I'm the one who can't eat regular food. I'm the reason we're in this situation. She begins crying, oxygen hissing through her nasal cannula. If you need to punish someone, find me. Send me to jail. But please don't punish Robert. He's all I have, and I don't have much time left. The courtroom is devastated. People are openly weeping. Even the bailiff wipes his eyes. Judge Caprio's voice is gentle. Mrs. Martinez, nobody is punishing you, and I need to understand something about your medical situation. What exactly can you eat? Sarah explains that cancer destroyed her digestive system's ability to process most foods. Organic vegetables because they're easier to digest. Protein shakes designed for cancer patients because regular food causes severe nausea. Everything must be specific and everything is expensive. How much does your weekly food cost? About $60 a week for the food I can tolerate, Your Honor. Robert does his best. Sometimes he doesn't eat so I can have food. I tell him not to, but he does it anyway. Robert is crying. Sarah, don't. It's true, Robert. You give me your food. You pretend you already ate. I know you're starving yourself so I can survive a few more weeks. Judge Caprio looks at Robert. Mr. Martinez, is this true? Robert cannot speak. He just nods. Judge Caprio turns to the gallery. Is there anyone from Shaw's supermarket present today? A man stands. Your Honor, I'm David Chen, the store manager. I'm here representing Shaw's. Mr. Chen, you've heard the testimony. What is your position on these charges? David Chen steps forward, his face showing emotion. Your Honor, when our security guard called the police, he filed the report as required by corporate policy. But when I learned the full story, when I understood that Mr. Martinez stole food to keep his dying wife alive, I felt ashamed that our corporate procedures led to this. He looks at Robert and Sarah. Mr. and Mrs. Martinez, I am dropping all charges. Shaw's will not prosecute this case. Furthermore, I am authorizing Shaw's to provide you with a $100 weekly gift card for groceries for as long as you need it. The courtroom erupts in applause. Sarah is sobbing. Robert looks stunned. But Judge Caprio isn't finished. He addresses the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a man who worked his entire life, paid his taxes, and took care of his family. His wife got sick. The medical system bankrupted them. They lost everything. And this man, this good, honest man, stole $27 worth of food because he couldn't watch his wife starve. This is not a criminal. This is a symptom of a broken system. A woman in the gallery stands. Your Honor, my name is Dr. Rachel Foster. I'm the CEO of Providence Regional Medical Center. I've been listening to Mrs. Martinez's situation. If she is willing, I would like to offer her treatment at our facility at no cost. We have a charity care program specifically for patients who've exhausted their insurance. Sarah gasps. Doctor, we can't afford, Mrs. Martinez, there is no cost. Our oncology department is one of the best in New England. I can't promise we can cure the cancer, but we can try. At minimum, we can manage your pain and symptoms. You deserve medical care, not suffering. Another man stands. Your Honor, I'm Thomas Sullivan. I own Sullivan Properties. I have a one-bedroom apartment on the south side that's currently vacant. Mr. and Mrs. Martinez, it's yours. No rent for the first 6 months while you get back on your feet. After that, we can discuss affordable rent based on your income. A woman raises her hand. Your Honor, I'm Patricia Morrison. I run a home health care agency. Mrs. Martinez clearly needs medical support. I'd like to donate 20 hours per week of home health aid services at no charge. Judge Caprio is visibly moved. This is the community I know. This is Providence. He looks at Robert. Mr. Martinez, the charges are dismissed. You're free to go. And I want you to accept the help these people are offering. Pride is important, but your wife needs this help. Let them help you. Robert and Sarah are both crying. Your Honor, we don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much. The story spreads within hours. Local news covers it. Within 24 hours, it goes viral. A GoFundMe page is created. Goal, $10,000. Within 24 hours, $47,000. Within 48 hours, $89,000. Within a week, $156,000. People from all 50 states donate. Comments pour in, my mother died of pancreatic cancer. I would have stolen food for her too. Nobody should have to choose between crime and watching their spouse starve. 2 weeks later, Robert and Sarah move into their apartment. Community-donated furniture fills the rooms, a rail bed, kitchen supplies, a comfortable chair. Sarah begins treatment at Providence Regional Medical Center. The oncology team is honest. The cancer is advanced, but they try experimental treatments, manage her pain, and give her quality of life. 6 months pass. Sarah has good days and bad days, but she's eating and living in a real home. 8 months later, something unexpected happens. Sarah's scan shows the tumors shrinking. The experimental treatment is working. Dr. Foster calls it encouraging. Sarah is in partial remission. She has gained weight, now 112 pounds. She can walk short distances. Her eyes are brighter. Robert and Sarah return to Judge Caprio's courtroom, but this time as visitors, not defendants. Sarah walks in slowly, holding Robert's arm for support. She is still thin, still wearing a headscarf, but she's alive and she's fighting. Your Honor, Sarah says, her voice stronger than it was 8 months ago, I wanted to thank you. That day in your courtroom, I was dying. I weighed 89 pounds. I couldn't eat. We were living in a shelter. Robert was starving himself so I could survive a few more days. She pauses, gathering strength. But you didn't just dismiss the charges. You gave us back our dignity. You showed Robert that he's not a criminal. He's a loving husband. And the community you inspired, the store manager, the doctor, the landlord, everyone who donated, they saved my life. She looks at Robert, love evident despite her exhaustion. The doctors say I'm in partial remission. They can't promise how long it will last, but I have time. Time with my husband. Time in a real home. Time to live, not just survive. Judge Caprio is visibly emotional. Sarah, Robert, you both showed me something that day. You showed me that love means sacrifice, that desperation isn't criminality, and that good people sometimes face impossible choices. I'm so glad you're doing better. Robert speaks, his voice thick with emotion. Your Honor, I stole $27 worth of food because I couldn't watch my wife starve. I thought that day in court would be the worst day of my life. Instead, it became the day that saved us. You and this community reminded us that we're not alone, that people still care, that humanity still exists. He pulls out an envelope. We've been saving from the GoFundMe money. We want to create the Sarah Martinez Fund to help other families facing medical bankruptcy. We're starting it with $25,000. The fund grows, helping 47 families in its first year. Sarah continues treatment. Some months are harder than others. The cancer is never truly gone, but she's alive. She's fighting. She and Robert are together in their apartment, supported by a community that refused to let them fall through the cracks. 3 years after that day in court, Sarah is thinner again. The cancer is advancing. They both know her time is limited, but she is not in pain. She is in a real home with Robert, with dignity. Robert, do you remember the day you stole that food? Every day. Sarah, I'm glad you did it. Not because stealing is right, but because it showed me how much you love me. Sarah Martinez passes away peacefully 4 years after that courtroom hearing. She lived 4 years longer than doctors initially predicted. She died in her own home, in her own bed, holding Robert's hand with dignity and love. At her funeral, Judge Caprio attends. So do the store manager, the doctor, the landlord, and dozens who donated. Robert speaks, his voice breaking. 4 years ago, I stole $27 worth of food because Sarah was starving. I thought it would be the end. Instead, it showed me that humanity still exists. He looks at Judge Caprio. Your Honor, you gave my wife 4 more years of life, 4 years in a real home, 4 years of treatment, 4 years of dignity. I got 4 more years with a woman I love because you chose compassion over punishment. The Sarah Martinez Fund continues. It helps hundreds of families facing impossible choices between medical care and survival. Judge Frank Caprio keeps a photograph on his desk. Robert and Sarah Martinez, taken 6 months after that court hearing, smiling in their apartment. A reminder that behind every case, there is a human being with a story, with love, with dignity. That's the legacy of one man who stole $27 worth of food, one judge who chose compassion, and one community that decided a dying woman deserves to eat. That's justice with humanity. That's love meeting compassion. That's the legacy of Judge Frank Caprio, Robert Martinez, and Sarah Martinez.